Hi, I'm Lee Waddell, original Ghostface from Scream 1.
Hi, I'm Alan Robinson, Scream 2's Ghostface.
Hi, and I'm Jeff Brockton, Scream 3's Ghostface, and you are watching
Craven.
Something
Scary.
Well, hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that little clip. Gets me fired up for Scream 7 and seeing Pine Grove, Indiana. Oh my gosh. Welcome, guys, visitors, subscribers, my patrons, and of course, my amazing channel members. And you know who you are. You are my Cravenites, and it's a real pleasure to have you all here tonight. We are going to have a blast. This is going to be a fun stream talking Scream 7 theories, ideas, you name it. We're just going to run the gambit tonight and we're going to have a ton of fun. So I want to announce a couple of things. First of all, I want to say a blanket hello to all of you here. We're at 25 folks and climbing. It'll continue to rise tonight. And I just want to say, yeah, we're at 30, just jumped up. So thank you guys for coming tonight. And as you continue to come in, it's so great to see you all here. Obviously, with this many folks, it's not really practical to go name by name because it will take a lot of time up. And I know you guys want to talk Scream 7, but I will tell you this. I promise you this. Literally, I'm scrolling and I'm seeing your names right now. So I see all of you that are here. And if I call someone out, I'll feel bad. So I'm just going to keep on scrolling. I love it. You guys are amazing. I'm so honored that you're here tonight. And the only two people I'm going to call out by name right now are already put in the chat. And it is, of course, Sarah Campbell and May Ann, who are moderating the chat, doing a wonderful job. So I wanted to tell them again, to both of you, Sarah, right now, and May, thank you so much for your amazing work and dedication to this channel, and for being great friends as well. Not just the channel stuff, but just being so much fun to talk to and hang out when we do. And so everyone, I ask you again to give them a virtual high five and thank Mayanne and thank Sarah Campbell for being our moderators tonight and helping this chat to stay friendly, respectful, as I know you all are. And that's the environment that I'm going to always have. So I would appreciate it if you said hello to them and thank them for their hard work, because being a moderator is actually tougher than you think it might be. It actually really is. So anyway, I just had to say that. It's on my heart. So Sarah, man, I love you guys. Thank you. All right, guys. So again, blanket hello. I do see we're already getting some really cool anniversary. We got a super chat. We got a gifted membership. Amazing. I'm going to get to that in just a second. One thing I wanted to mention before I bring my guests on, because, you know, go ahead and look. It's talking Scream with just you guys in the chat. That's amazing. And I love that. I'll do it any day I can do it. But what makes it even more fun is to talk to all of you and have guests with me so that we can also talk on the panel. And so it's like a bang, bang, bang. Either way you look at it, there's Scream 7 talk. It's euphoria, I guess you would say, or euphoric maybe. Whatever adjective you want to say, it's good. All right. All right. So listen, we do have a rewards challenge tonight. Yes, a rewards challenge tonight. What does that mean? Well, if you notice, there is a super chat goal of 20 super chats in the next 2 hours. We're going to end this stream at 9 p.m. Central. It's going to be the latest we go. I set a 2-hour time frame. If you guys submit 20 super chats with your theories or ideas of Scream 7 within the 2-hour period we're live, you will have an opportunity to pick a live stream Scream related topic in an upcoming stream. That's right. It's going to be a random wheel of everyone that does a super chat. It'll be a random pick. And whoever's name it lands on, if you're still here at that time in the chat, you will get to think about it, and you can Instagram me later on or on X or even by email. But you'll have time. It's no rush, but you'll get the opportunity to think of a really fun Scream-related topic, and we'll do it on a live stream. So that's the rewards challenge tonight. It's 20 super chats within the time that we're streaming, and we will hit goal. And one of you who does the super chat will get to pick the topic for my show, Scream related, in an upcoming stream. Hope you guys dig it. I hope you think it's fun. It's something a little out of the box. And there you go. So I've said all of that, and I think it's time to bring my guest on, man. Let's get to it. Are you guys ready? Let's go. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my first guest. You know her. She's been on the channel multiple times. I've been on multiple streams with her here and over on Night's channel, the Night Watch Zone. We always have a blast, whatever the topic is, but especially talking Scream, because you know what? When you have a shared passion, it's just like igniting a fire, and it just burns and blows up. So, well, I guess you got to put maybe a little natural gas in there to get that explosion, but we can do that. But the point is, it's burning hot. Please welcome my first guest, the one and only from the Down Under. That's right. You know who it is. It's Rachel McDonald. What's up, Rachel?
I am ready to go. I have my Ghostface earrings on tonight to
Oh,
celebrate. So
Yeah.
there we go. I'm on theme and I'm ready to go. So thank you very much for having me.
It is truly my pleasure, Rachel, as always. And I love the earrings. What a nice touch.
Thank you.
It just brings it all home. It's perfect. All right. And not there, though, guys. We got one more guest I wanted to bring on this channel. I've had him on once before. It's been a little while. And I'm like, you know what? It's been long enough. And I've done about, I think, 3 videos. Did a video last week. I believe it dropped. It was last week with him on his channel. And so, guys, welcome from the UK. I love this. This is an international panel. I'm in the States. Rachel's in Australia. And my good buddy, Shay, right here. Shay Rance in the UK. What is up, Shay?
Thanks for having me on. I'm very excited to talk Scream tonight.
Fantastic. Well, we're very welcome, and I'm glad you could make it. And just so you guys in the chat know, on our panel, there's a little delay between what Rachel and I say and what Shay hears. Just a short little, like a 1-second delay. So if you're watching and you're wondering why there's dead silence after we ask a question or talk, it's because Shay's not hearing it yet. That's all. So don't worry. It's just, you'll get used to it. It's not a big deal. But I did want to mention that just in case you're like, I wonder why they're stopping all of a sudden. That's all it is. All right. Again, up to almost 40 people. Welcome, everyone, as you're coming into the chat. We're going to be really having a loose, fun time. But you know what? Before we get started, guys, we got some stuff to take care of, including a 5-month anniversary for Rachel being a channel member right here on the panel. Thank you, Rachel. That is so awesome. Woohoo, it says with the heart. It really means a lot that you support the channel every month and your faithfulness. And I really want you to know I appreciate you so much for that. Thank you.
No worries.
All right. And speaking of Rachel and generosity, She's like, we're going to get this party started with a $5 super chat. Oh my gosh, Rachel, that's so nice. She says, getting in with some good karma for the stream. I like it. I like it. Rachel, that's so generous. Thank you for doing that. That really is.
Of course.
It's very kind. And you're right. Rachel's starting us off. So we only need 19. We're already started. So the rewards challenge is up and running. Thank you, Rachel.
Not a problem.
You know what? I'm going to do this since we're just getting started. I'm going to play a super chat clip for you tonight. And, I played this one the other day. I just can't help it. I just love it. When it comes to actors, right, guys, you see some guys that just have it down, or women that they're just like Demi Moore in Substance. Like, this person deserves an Academy. This is, what I'm saying. They clearly have the skills. And when I found this video, I was like, you know what? This is someone who clearly has worked hard to express, without speaking, shock and awe. And I have to share it with you. So, Rachel, this is your super chat clip to start the show off. Here we go. See if you feel the passion. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think, Rachel? Do Rachel Shado?
That one's going to rival the guy with the fly on his forehead doing the "Oh my God." It's like on par with that.
I agree. You're right. It is totally. Now,
Brilliant.
Shay is actually working on college to be a film student, and his passion is film, from the behind the camera, I'm sure, as well as in front, but especially like creating movies. So, Shay, is this the type of actor you're looking for, or would you say, nah, let me keep moving on to the next person?
It really depends on probably the script. Maybe if I need someone just to stand there and scream. But I could find a role for them.
I love it. Hey, and listen, if you're doing like a comedy or a parody, that would be perfect. Like, that's the guy. I mean, like a Scary Movie 6 or 7 or something like that. Totally. Love it, man. Love it. Hey, and you know what else is, that we love around here, guys, are the generosity of the community. And Sarah Campbell has been so kind as to gift a membership on the stream. Sarah, applauding you for your generosity to the community and helping it to grow and bring in more people to the inner circle of the cult of Craven. And I really, really appreciate that, Sarah. Applauds to Sarah. And let's see who got the membership. I got to get back into my other window here. See if I can find it. Bear with me. Ooh. Oh, Val. Val's membership. The general is back in the fold. I bet her membership probably just dropped and she hadn't renewed. And so, Sarah, you just got the general back in the fold. That is so cool. Thank you guys so much for that, Sarah. All right. And hey, before we get going, we got a super chat, guys. We got to get to that first. Because remember, guys, in the chat, super chats move ahead of everybody. You go right to the front. And you're helping to reach your reward challenge. So think about it. Anyway, Russell with the $5. Thank you, Russell. Hi, Stephen, Rachel, and Shay Rance. Awesome panel. And Stu Train still rides forever. Stu. We got to get them all in. And Jill working together. Ooh, okay. Well, guys, look, let's hit the ground running. Our first possible theory, could Jill be working with Stu? Shay, I'm going to start with you and come up to Rachel, then I'll share my thoughts.
So I would like that. I think that would be really cool. But from like when you were telling me the other day that I can't remember her name. Who plays Jill?
That's Emma Roberts. Emma? Yeah.
Yeah. When you were telling me like possibly like if Emma Roberts could have like a small role in the movie, I'd say it would be great if she was one of the reveals at some point to be working with Stu. But it is most likely just going to be that AI or voice changer possibility with the killer.
Okay.
So As much as I would love that, it's probably not going to happen, but I would love that to happen.
Okay. Yeah. Me. I will. I'll save my thoughts. I love it. All right, Shay. I mean, sorry, Rachel. What do you think about the idea of Jill and Stu together again, or together for the first time, perhaps?
Okay, so even if we were just talking theoretically and it wasn't actually going to happen for this movie, I think that team up is amazing. They are two of the craziest ghost faces out there. Like, I've always thought Jill is honestly the most insane ghost face. She is off her rocker, and so is Stu. And I think that both Emma Roberts and Matthew Lillard have that ability to play that kind of natural craziness that doesn't feel like it's put on. And I think the two of them together would be hilarious. I can kind of see kind of like a Billy and Stu dynamic, but heightened, with them yelling at each other and like having a go at each other while they're trying to stab everyone and figuring everything out. It would be absolute and utter chaos. And I think it would be so much fun. Now, that being said, why do we keep wanting bringing back people who have things done to their heads? I mean, Jill got electrocuted to the head. So, that being said, we all know where I stand on the TV thing. And I have to say, Chad getting stabbed so many times in Scream 6 and surviving has made me much more open to anyone else coming back, because it's kind of like, if Chad can survive that, then I don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to arguing that other people can't survive other things in this franchise. So Chad survived Scream
Absolutely.
6 has definitely made me more open to other ghost faces coming back, because it's like, yeah, now we're in like Harry Potter territory. Now we're in like Invincible territory. Like, we're in the territory where, yeah, anyone can come back. So I think Stu and Jill, in theory, working together would be so much fun. I think that manic energy that they both have would make such a fun scene. But I don't know how they would work it, especially with what I'm theorizing is going to go on in this movie. I don't know that there's place,
Okay.
but I would always love to see Jill back. She's one of my favorite ghost faces. I love her. So even if they just did a little cameo or like a little Imagine spot, that would be fantastic.
100% agree with the idea of Jill being back, because just like you said, Rachel, Jill is one of my favorite ghost faces. After Stu and Billy, I have to put Billy second, but I'm telling you, Billy and Jill are like right here for me. They're like that close. Because Jill was the most, what I believe to be the most depraved or depraved of Ghostface we've ever seen.
Yep.
She's the only one who actually did. I gotta be careful how I say this on YouTube. Is actually the only person who hurt themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about what she did.
Oh,
Stabbed her
yeah.
own shoulder with the buck
Mm-hmm.
120. Slams the table. Slams her head against the glass frame or the picture frame, whatever, on the wall. Pulls her hair out. Her own
Mm-hmm.
hair out. Can you imagine scratching her own cheeks to the point where the skin breaks and it's open? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, she did this to herself. I mean, Billy and Stu were very depraved, but they stabbed each other. They didn't do it
Yeah.
to themselves. That's different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, Jill is amazing, and she's one of my favorites. So, Russell, I would love Jill to be back. And like Rachel said, we're at the point now in the Scream universe. Anyone can be alive unless they took one right here, right there. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Outside a tap to the forehead. Seriously, anyone can make a case. That's what I'm telling you. What you say? I want Charlie back, or I want Jill back. It's plausible as any of them right now, because we've seen with Chad, the bar has been, some would say, lowered, and I think to the death ratio. So why not? Why not? And having Stu alive, which you guys both know, that's what I want. He's a self-professed conductor of the Stu train. I do want him back as a living character. So if they teamed up, that would be the most insane Ghostface pair we've ever seen together. Amazing. Russell, go ahead, Shay.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said there. But I accidentally moved my headphones just because
Oh,
I thought I had
that's
something
okay.
weird.
It's no worries, brother. I thought you were going to say something. That's all good. You're fine.
No, sorry.
It's okay. Russell, thank you so much, buddy, for your super chat and giving us a great way to start with this stream. Jill and Stu. Fingers crossed, buddy. And you know what else is an amazing way to start? Look at here, guys. Jeff Hill just gifted a membership. I'm telling you, the heart of this community, guys. Shay and Rachel, I say it all the time. This community, and I stand behind this in all transparency. This is the best community on YouTube, and I stand behind it against anybody. Not in an adversarial way, just because they're so generous and they're so faithful. And, you know, gifting a membership, there's nothing to gain for the individual who gives it. It's a gift. It's from the heart. And so Jeff and Sarah did it earlier. You guys just demonstrating that generosity is not something you see people do all the time. It's a selfless act. And so I appreciate Jeff and Sarah for donating membership tonight. That's fantastic. Helping the community spread, right? Which is what we want. We want growth, continued growth for both of your channels as well. And by the way, I saw Mayanne and Sarah putting the links to your channels in the chat. And I saw Shay, you got a new subscriber already from one of our guests here tonight. So you know what, guys? If you've not subscribed to Shay Rants, just as it's spelled, you'll hit the link. And Rachel McDonald, just as it's spelled as well. Click the link in the chat. Go figure, right? Click the link in the chat and go and just hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Okay? Because these are friends of mine. They're friends of this channel and this community, you guys. And so we support one another here. All right? This isn't a place where we're in competition with others. That's BS. Okay? That's the closest I ever come to cursing. BS. Or if you're down here in the South like me, it'd be BP, which is bullpucky. And that's really Southern, man. That's bullpucky. Oh, man. If you hear bullpucky, you're down south in the States. Let me just tell you, you've arrived. But no. And the point is, we support one another, right? We lift each other up. And we want to help each other grow. So that's what it's about. Anyway, enough of that. You guys know what I'm talking about. And speaking of which, look at Val, the general at 32 months tonight, celebrating the anniversary. That is incredible, Val. Thank you for all you do and have done for this channel. Says, I love this community. Been such a fun adventure. Being part of the amazing community. Yes, it has. Thank you, Sarah, for the gift. Absolutely. That's so kind and so awesome, General. And, I love you. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. We've got a couple of super chats that have come in, and I promise you we'll move you up to the front above everybody else. And by the way, Jeff Hill just subscribed as well. And Keon just subscribed to Rachel. So this is wonderful. See, this is what it's about, guys. That's awesome. Thank you guys in the chat for doing that. Please do. We've got 43 people here. I know there's more that haven't subscribed. So let's let them have a great night when it's all over, when they go back to their channels and they see a bump, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 5, or 10, or 40, whatever it is, they'll appreciate it. So, all right. Having said that again, we do have a super chat. And Paula, what's up, Paula? So faithful, always here on our streams. Sends in a super chat tonight. Thank you. It says, Sidney met Mark in Scream 3. What town was she in? Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to start this and I'm going to go to y'all because correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I do not believe the film ever never tells us where Sidney was at in that isolated home out in the wood in the mountains. I don't think they ever said it. Am I right or wrong on that? You guys, what do you think, Shay or Rachel?
I don't think they did. I always just assumed that she was somewhere in the hills in California,
Yes.
because she was able to get to LA quite quickly. But no, I
Yes.
don't think they ever actually showed the town. They just showed that she was living in isolation, far away. But like I said, I just assumed that, because I know that California's got quite a lot of mountain areas around like LA. So I figured
Yep.
she was just tucked away somewhere there.
I think so. Shay, how about you, man? You agree?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, she might have met him. He might have been like a fan of one of her books or something, and then maybe he went and she met him at like a signing or something. Like,
Yeah,
there's so many ways that she could have met him.
true, true. Yeah, and I think that's a very true point. And yeah, she was just somewhere around in California, obviously, like you said, in the hills or the mountains rather. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
what a great location they found. Imagine just scouting places and they find that.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. I'll never will forget the scene where she's like, I think it's the first scene we see her walking up the drive and the
Yes.
mountain behind her. All that, oh,
Mm-hmm.
so gorgeous.
Yeah, you kind of think if you're going to be in isolation, it's not a bad place to isolate, is it? It was beautiful views, and that house she has is gorgeous, and she's got her puppy.
Yes.
Could definitely hole away there for a few months.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, Paula, thanks for the super chat and the question. That was a good one. And look here, David. David has sent a $5 super chat tonight. Thank you so much. It would be awesome to see the first time the Ghostface costume is put on. Ooh, interesting. And you know what? You could film that in a way that doesn't reveal who the person is.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Right? Right camera
Yep.
angles. Shay, I'll start with you. How would you feel about us seeing someone, maybe we just wearing all black pants, all black, and we can't see who it is, but we're watching them actually get into Ghostface, into the character?
I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't need to reveal it, but you could pull a Scream 6 like opening. You may as well just reveal who it is like right
Good.
away, and then we have to go the rest of the movie like it's that guy, it's that person right there. Just figure it out, please. Like the tension with that would be like so great because you'd know who it is, they wouldn't know, and then you're sat there just annoyed trying to have them figure it out.
Yes, that's true too. That does bring a different experience as a viewer, as us as on the audience, right? Like, like Columbo. Remember the old Columbo shows? I don't know, Shay, if you ever saw any of the old ones, but he would always, probably not. That's okay. It's a really old show, even for me, and I'm old man river. But Columbo Columbo would always start out showing the killer and how they killed the person, and the whole rest of the show is Detective Columbo figuring it out. But we always knew as a viewer who the killer was. And it is a different way of experiencing it, right? So Rachel, how do you feel about that? Like, and to Shay's point, what if we did know who it was? What do you think?
Yeah, I think films or TV shows that do that, reveal the killer to us, but not to the cast, if it's done well, it can be so intriguing. And it makes you almost more anxious when, because you'll be watching something and you'll be like, oh my God, dude, the killer is right there. Like just turn around, and like just so much stress that is like added. So that could be like a really, really cool aspect. And again, if you do it right and you do it well, and you kind of position them in like little scenes and have the characters like maybe almost find out and then not quite, and then you're just like,
Oh,
oh my God, no, missed opportunity. And because and we've talked about this before, because the Scream films always have that murder mystery angle, you
yes.
could have a lot of fun with that. So I think that could be a really, really fun angle. I also think seeing someone put the Ghostface costume on could be really good. It could almost be like a Michael putting on the mask in Halloween 2018 kind of moment. You're like, because I
Mm,
remember, and I've talked about this. Yes, on Night's channel, we've talked about this before. That moment where he opens the car boot and puts on the mask, and you're
yes.
like, you just feel the energy and everything coming out. I think that if you did a scene similar to that, and if it was like the very first Ghostface, if we had like a flashback to like Billy or Stu putting on the mask, and that could
Mm-hmm.
be really, really cool. Because again, these masks, they become so much more than just a mask. They become like the symbol of what these characters are. And, a lot of their energy comes from that. And like we said, when you watch the 2018 Halloween, Michael doesn't really become like Michael until he puts that mask on. So yeah, I
Yes.
think it could be a really effective scene if it was done well. That's a really cool idea, David. I like it.
I do too. I not to be redundant in what's been said, but I love that comparison, Rachel, of Halloween, because when that he opens up the trunk of that car or whatever, and he pulls that out, and you see a little bit of his face, but you can't make out. You
Yep.
just a tease, right? Remember? And he
Mhm.
puts that thing on, and you're like, it's like it almost takes your breath away. It's like,
It
oh my
does.
gosh,
Uh-huh.
Michael's back, like it's
Mhm.
happening.
Yep.
And yeah, it's a great moment, and it could totally be the same here. Seeing that Ghostface mask being pulled down. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, dude. I like it. David, that was an awesome thought. I love your idea. So yes, we all agree. It would be awesome. We agree with you, buddy. Yeah. And thanks for your super chat, which by the way, we are at 7 super chats already. We're towards our goal of 20. We're
Excellent.
almost halfway there, guys. We're only 30 minutes in. It looks like these folks want a rewards challenge. It's looking like they
Mhm.
want to win one. It sure is. Um, and I just realized I'm going to confess something while I'm live. I got to start writing these names down. I got to keep track of these names. I didn't think about that ahead of time, so I'm being very honest and open. But don't worry, I'm going to make sure everyone who's donated, if we hit the goal, you will be on the wheel. Don't worry, you'll have a chance. All right, so David, okay, thank you. We got more super chats that have come in. You guys are being so awesome and generous. And Sarah coming in saying we're a quarter of the way to the super chat goal. We are almost halfway. We are right. I just love that. I'm glad you guys are excited about the rewards challenge. Sarah, thank you for your generosity again. Much appreciated. All right, so here we go, guys. Sherry Wyatt. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. I know we chatted earlier, and I'm so glad you could make it. It meant a lot to me. She says, I'm going to make sure I'm there tonight. So thank you, Sherry, that you're here. She says, Scream 7 should take a page from Alfred Hitchcock. I'm all for that. And dragging out the suspense and dread where the opening kill is not within the 17-minute mark. Interesting. Okay. So, guys, we've never had a Scream movie that did not have an opening kill or attack in the first 15 minutes ever. What would you feel like if Kevin Williamson said, I'm going to shake things up? And we may not have a kill until we're 30 minutes into the movie. You're going to start building setup, just setup. What do you think? Rachel, I'll start with you this time.
I think that could be really interesting because again with a franchise like Scream, which always has an opening kill or an opening attack, you do run the risk of getting a little stale, which is why I remember in Scream 5 when Sam got the call and Wes said Tara's alive. I remember going, oh, okay, this is different. And I really liked the fact that she survived because I was like, okay, this is a nice little, we're turning it on its head. It's a little bit different. So if it went like this, and we're watching and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting, I actually think that could really build the suspense up, because we all expect that opening attack. We all expect to go into a Scream film with that opening attack. So imagine if we're sitting there, 10 minutes goes by, 15 minutes goes by, 20 minutes go by, and we're just like, oh, okay, like what's happening? It would definitely pull the rug out from under you, and it would make the first kill probably that much more, of a surprise and that much more impactful. And I think Kevin Williamson is a talented enough screenwriter that he could write that tension in and do it well. But no, that I think, Sherry, is a really interesting idea and would definitely mix things up a little. Which I think you do need to do a little bit, especially when you're 7 films in and
True.
and you just want to surprise the audience a little. So I think it could definitely work if they did that.
Yeah. Shay, what are your thoughts on flipping the script, literally?
I think that would be really cool. I mean, you did get that like first look at Ghostface on set. That could possibly be the first kill in the movie, where he just slowly, or he or she or whoever it is, slowly walking down after the person. Not even chasing them, just slow little
Yes.
walk after them, just fully taking their time. And that would definitely add the dread, like Sherry said, to the movie. A lot of suspense and dread, just like, are they gonna get them?
Yes, yes. And you guys remember Halloween 2, the OG Halloween 2, right? In the hospital. You guys remember Dick Warlock, who was in the costume. You remember his epic slow walk? he was like, he'd go down the stairwell, remember? He's just like slowly one step at a time,
Yep.
not even worried about a thing.
Nope.
And right. And then whenever I was blessed to get the footage to break the very first Ghostface image from Scream 7, right here on Screaming Something Scary. Just got to say, but no, it is cool though. I was really proud of that footage. You guys saw, I'm sure Shay, you saw it. You saw how slow he was not running after his character, which shall remain nameless. I will not reveal it. But the person that Ghostface was after, they were literally, Ghostface was literally walking. He was not worried about anything, which I thought is also very different. It's a little different because we're used to seeing Ghostface running around, falling over tables and chairs, and you know what I'm saying? Just and not in a bad way. I'm just saying, always running, always after people.
He is.
So yeah. Anyway, I think that would be really, really cool too, Sherry. Why not? It's Scream 7, like Rich said. We're seven movies in, or 6 sequels in. Change it up, make it unique, make it special. And I do think 7 is going to be special. I really feel that. So fingers crossed, right? All right. Just a real quick, I want to say, first of all, Sherry, again, thank you for being here. Thanks for your super chat and helping us reach the rewards challenge for tonight. I'm so excited for you guys that one of you watching that does a super chat has the opportunity. If we hit 20 super chats, you could actually pick a Scream related topic for a live stream on my show. You would be the writer, if you will. I think that's pretty cool, guys. I don't know what you guys
Pretty
think.
Awesome. I like it.
I would dig it if you guys had that. I'd be like, I'm all over that. Let's go. But Sherry, thanks again. You're awesome and much appreciated. And I want to say too, real fast, because I just saw this from. Hang on a second here. Well, anyway, I'm trying to find it, and you know how it goes when you try to find something. Sarah says, I've been recording it. Thank you, Sarah.
He's awesome.
So cool. Thank you for doing that. That is great. I appreciate it. And hey, my good buddy Mike from the Carbonite Jedi, and my partner on our second channel, the Movie Bros React, which if you haven't subscribed there, what are you doing? I got another channel. Come subscribe. Michael and I do.
Please subscribe. The movie reactions are fantastic.
Thank you, Rachel. We have a good time watching movies and with you guys. But Michael says, just stopping by to toot the dew horn. Hashtag doo. Dewey lives. May the force be with you. You too, brother. Hey, we are getting Dewey, guys. Speaking of Dewey, keep your super chats coming. Don't worry, I've not forgotten you. But guys, let's talk about that. David Arquette's back. Now, my first thought was voice changer, right? But I want y'all's thoughts. What do you think about a voice changer voice? And could it be a flashback scene somewhere in the past to reveal something we didn't know? Shay, I'll let you go first this time.
All right. So, with Dewey, I think when you and I did that video, Stephen, we went on for about 20 minutes talking about Dewey.
We did.
So I can talk about him forever. R.I.P. to Dewey, but yeah, I'm really interested to see how they do it because, as you said, they can do a voice changer or a flashback. You can also have, which is one of my thoughts, a tape, which a lot of people want, him leaving behind. You could also have in there the rules. I don't like how Mindy did the rules. I think it would be better to have maybe Dewey do them,
Yes.
It would be so much more interesting. He could also say a last goodbye to Gale through there as well, maybe he recorded it right before he went off with Sam and Richie to the hospital, oh yeah, if anything goes wrong, and then say something nice or something.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Wow. Very touching. Yeah, I remember Shay and I talked about that, and you guys need to check out the video on his channel. But Rachel, what do you think about that? And the idea of seeing Dewey like we did in Randy in Scream 3, the videotape, What if he had left something like that and he's saying bye to Gale? Oh my gosh, what do you think?
It would be interesting, but I feel like that is definitely like when we saw that in Scream 3 with Randy, it didn't feel out of left field because it was like, no, this is 100% something that Randy would do, you know? Whereas
True.
with Dewey, it's like, under what circumstances? That being said, I loved what Shay said about him leaving a voicemail for Gale. I think that would be like such a heartbreaking moment if we were to,
Mm,
see Gale, maybe she's kept this voicemail and she listens to it at times and it's just Dewey saying, I just wanted to check in. And yeah, that Shay, seriously, when you mentioned that, I hadn't even thought of that. And that just broke my heart in the best way possible. I think that is
yes.
such a fantastic idea. So I think, yeah, either that or a flashback. See, the voice changer thing, I think would only be effective if it was like directed maybe at Gale, because like we know that Dewey is dead at this point. Like when they were using the voice changer in the third one, it was to mix up who's calling whom and,
Right.
to try and figure out, who is who. Whereas with this one, if they were going to use the voice changer, I think it would be for them trying to drive the knife in to either Gale or Sidney, of like, imagine, several years later, hearing Dewey's voice again on the end of a phone call. Like you pick up a phone and it's Dewey saying, hey, Gale, hey, Sid, like, how would you react to that? So yeah, I think it's either going to be used that way, or like I said, I really like Shay's idea, or yes, flashback material, which could be interesting to see, what it might reveal. Will we get to see maybe some extra stuff when he, stopped being sheriff, or will it show more of him and Gale in the background, like their lives before she went to New York City? There's a lot they could do there. I hope they do it well, because it's a big thing to bring David back, after Scream 5,
Yeah.
because that was such a
Yeah.
big death that sent such shockwaves through the Scream fandom. And really, I don't know about you guys, but for me, that really kind of brought in a anyone can die kind of scenario. Like if you're going to kill off Dewey, then anyone can go. So to bring him back, like, yeah, you're really going to have to do it well. And so it'll be impactful and not come across as, cheesy or fan service.
Yes. Yes. 100%. And Rachel agrees with you as well. Yes, that it would be amazing. And one thing we know for sure is we are getting Dewey back in some way in Scream 7. It is official. We just don't know how yet. That's going to be the big question for
Yes.
Scott Foley as well. We get Roman Bridgers confirmed back.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's so much possibility, so many possibilities. And hey, my good friend Bubba Polar is in the chat tonight. Polar, how are you? Seriously, my friend, I have missed you. I think about you all the time. Just know that, okay? I mean that, and I hope that all is well. And I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you're having a good time. So kick back and let's talk Scream. So Polar, thanks for being here. So good to see you. Oh, so awesome. And we've got a couple of super chats, but we got an anniversary real quick. May Ann, one of my moderators tonight, is a member. This month marks 20 months, guys, as a channel member. That is amazing. Thank you, May Ann, for your faithful support every single month to help this channel keep the lights on, to help me do more streams and more guests, all the things it takes to do this. And if anyone has done live streaming on YouTube, you guys know, you guys on the panel, everyone knows it's there's a lot to it, a lot more than you think. It is hard work. So it's really appreciated because we put a lot of thought into these streams and effort. So anyway, I'm not saying that to pat anybody on the back. I'm just saying thank you because it means a lot. That's all. It really helps. So thank you so much. May Ann, can we get a Stew Train chant started? Get it up. Well, you know what I can do, May Ann, and I think everyone on the panel can participate. We can definitely get it up for Stu. So let's do it. Let's get it up.
Yeah! I'm ready, baby! Get it up! Get it up! Get it up! Get it up! It was fun.
Yeah. Oh, I missed that clip. I hadn't played that in a little while, man. That was
So good.
That was a good one. I love it. I forgot about how great that clip was. All right, guys, we got a
Oh,
couple.
love it.
Oh yes, a couple super chats to come in. Jeff has brought in a $10 super chat. Jeff, wow, I applaud, man. Thank you for your generosity. Says, I mentioned this before, but I would like to see as they think it's over and you think it's the end of the movie, and there's one last phone call, and it's Ghostface again. It's Stu. So here we go, guys. Jeff is suggesting something Kevin Williamson has wanted to do 2 times, which is end on a cliffhanger. And Wes Craven pretty much overrode both of those ideas. For Scream 2 was going to be a cliffhanger, and Scream 4 was supposed to be the cliffhanger because it was a trilogy, right? Instead, Wes made it look like Jill had died, but he was going to bring her back. So I have some thoughts on it, but Rachel, let's start with you. Tell me your thoughts on this scenario.
Said I am a little bit more open to Stu returning because of Terminator Chat over there has just made
Yes.
any argument I make completely superfluous. So I think that that could be a really fun idea because I kind of like when you have like a big name come back and you spend the movie thinking where are they going to pop up, and then they pop up for like that final kind of impact of the movie. And I just think, yeah, that could be really amazing. Like imagine we have like a couple of flashback scenes, because I still do think they're going to do flashback scenes. As soon as they announced Roman and Stu coming back, I'm like, okay, there's only one reason to bring both of these guys back, and it's to do like a flashback where we see Roman. But that could be really interesting, and then that could definitely leave the possibility open for where we're going to go with Scream 8. And I do like the idea of it ending on a cliffhanger, as much as I do like that the original movies always feel complete, so you can kind of just pop any one of them on and watch a full film. It would be very interesting to see the Scream films end on a cliffhanger or just a little bit of a gut punch, just a little bit of an open-ended thing. And again, like we've talked about on this stream and other streams, we do need to start mixing it up, and something like this would be very interesting. So I actually don't mind that idea. I think that could be really cool and a really big wham moment right at the end of the movie when we're all relaxed and we're all thinking, okay, it's safe, and then all of a sudden, oh no, Stu's really back. Now we're in for a lot of trouble.
Yes, indeed. Scream. Could you imagine the year between Scream 7 and 8, knowing that Stu's coming back, the insanity you would be in this community, like all the theories, guys, the videos, the streams, the build up for a year to see Stu back. Oh my gosh. Shay, tell us your thoughts, man, about this scenario ending on a cliffhanger like that.
I would love it. I would love to see it end with Stu there. I saw someone in the chat say, imagine if he says like surprise Sidney there.
Yep.
I think even if Stu doesn't come back in this movie and he is confirmed dead and it's just someone using a voice changer, I think if they use that line, it would be amazing. And it would be really cool just to have whoever is actually using Stu's voice say that to Sidney. But ending on the cliffhanger with Stu or any like Ghostface still like returning or being alive, or there being another Ghostface who we didn't know about the whole time, that would be great, and it would just be really interesting because this is Kevin Williamson directing now, and if he wanted to do the cliffhangers before and he couldn't do them, he can do it now. This will be his whole vision here, so we'll definitely be able to see what he wants with this movie.
Yes, that's right. He's got the whole thing under his control now as far as how the movie's going to go. So it would not surprise me if we do get that cliffhanger. It would not surprise me at all. Like I say, just looking at the history alone, he's wanted to do it. So here's my only thing. Here's my caveat, if you will. I personally only want a cliffhanger ending if we are already guaranteed a Scream 8, like it's a done deal. Like when Scream 5, they did a 2-picture deal. So Melissa, Tara was already signed for 2, Radio Silence, everybody, right? So if they are not locked in, contracted in for Scream 8, I don't want a cliffhanger because of Scream 4. Look what happened. Wes, it was going to be a new trilogy. They already had the outline written. and it didn't happen. We never got it. So I personally am glad the choice Wes made with 4 because we never got the other movies. But in this case, if they get a screenplay and it's done now, yes, let's do it. Why not? Why not? Let's go for it. Have that suspension or suspense, I should say, between the 7 and 8, the gap. I would love that. All right. Jeff, great super chat, man. Thank you. Great question or theory idea. I love it. I support it. And hey, you never know. We might just get it. It's very possible. So, Jeff, much appreciated, man. And that super chat came in a particularly amazing shade of yellow. And it really almost reminds me of a spicy mustard color. And you know what? It's been a little bit, but in honor of Jeff's super chat, let's get this spicy mustard up. Sing along. The lyrics are on the top of the screen. Here we go.
Do you feel the hunger tonight? Are you a little hungry? I wanna be a hot dog. Be a hot dog tonight. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna take a bite. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, then you can, because I'm a hot dog. Wow.
Give me your best wow, Rachel. One more time. One more. Your mic's cutting out. Okay.
Wow.
There we go. Shay, give me a wow. Come on.
No, thank you, but okay.
Oh, Shay. I'm telling you. That's a fun one, right? That's a fun one. I'll probably never delete it. I just love it. All right. Let's see. What else is going on out there, guys? We've got, hey, my good buddy Marcus over from I Shot Him 6 Times is in the chat. What is up, Marcus? Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. Always nice to have you, buddy. All right. Marcus is a great content creator as well. Tatum wants to be a hot dog tonight. And Polar says, I used to get this stuck in my head constantly. That's right. I know. It's so hard. And I love the hot dog emojis, by the way. Once you hear it a couple of times, it's like, well, just like this.
Do you feel the hunger tonight?
That's right. Gotta get in the brain.
Are you a little hungry? I wanna be a hot dog. Be a hot dog tonight. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna take a bite. I'm a hot dog. If you wanna dip me in spicy mustard, then you can, because I'm a hot dog. Wow.
Wow.
Dear.
Okay. I had to do it. Sorry, guys. I had to do it. One more time. I had to do it. All right. Moving on. And by the way, if you guys look in the YouTube actual stream chat, I put the image of the spicy mustard guy in there as of channel members can use it.
Mhm.
And I see Jeff and Mayanne have the actual guy in costume, and I love that. I kind of forgot I actually did that. That's funny. All right. We have one more super chat. Then we're going to move on to some other ideas and conversations with Scream 7. Stella G. Hey, Stella in the house. What's up? Good to see you with a $5 super chat. By the way, here's an update. We are 8 of 20. We have 8 of 20 on our goal tonight for the rewards challenge. So if we hit 20 super chats for those just joining tonight, everyone who sends in a super chat, your name will go into the pool, and there'll be a random drawing tonight at the end of the stream. And if your name is selected and you're still here on the stream, you will get to pick a Scream-related topic for an upcoming live stream. That's right. You get to choose the content of the stream that I'm going to host. So there it is. It is a rewards challenge for you, but we've got to hit 20 super chats. So it's up to you guys. It's in your hands. But we're 8 of 20, so we're almost halfway. So it's definitely still doable, guys. All right. Back to business. Stella, Stu is alive. I'd love to see recreated scenes spanning 30 years of him involved with each Ghostface. Wow. Bill's Patsy becoming the puppet master. See, I love the thought that Stu is involved in everything in the background at some point, in some way. All right. So Shay, let's start with you. What do you think about this idea of seeing him involved in some way throughout this franchise?
I love that idea. I'd love to see it. Having him like say be one of the people who gave, I guess, Richie and Amber the idea to make the next Stab movie. Him being the person who, I guess, led Quinn Bailey and Ethan, can't remember his name for a second, to go after the others again. I'd say mainly just go after Gale because he doesn't really have a vendetta against Sam and Tara and the others.
Mm-hmm.
But even with like Scream 4, you could have a connection there. I think it would be really cool to see just a flashback with each movie, him somehow being involved, whether it wasn't like directly, but maybe he was getting other people to do it for him. Have the cult, bring in the cult at last.
At last. No doubt. And that would be another whole aspect you could do. Rachel, how about you? What do you think about the involvement behind the scenes? I know you're not on a Stu train, but let's say they do bring him back alive. What do you think about that idea?
If it's revealed that Stu is alive, then they're definitely going to have to show what he's been up to for the last 30 years. And this is a good option, having him on the fringes, even if he's not directly involved. I could see, because it's implied that Stu's family has money. So I could see him, surveilling Sidney and, always kind of hanging around and keeping tabs on, what's going on. I've never fully been on the cult of Ghostface, bandwagon. It's personally not the way that I enjoy the films, but I understand why people love it. And I understand that if it was done well, it could be like really interesting. But no, Stu being kind of on the periphery of things and kind of always kind of keeping his fingers in a few pies, so that further down the road, when his time comes, he can reveal himself. Again, if it's done well, it could be very interesting because, if Stu is revealed to be alive, we're definitely going to need an explanation for where has he been for the last 30 years and what has he been doing and why has he waited so long to come back. And obviously some of that can be explained away by, he could have been in a coma or, recovering from his injuries, things like that. But 30 years is a long time. And
Right.
yeah, he needs to be up to something in those 30 years. And what I think could be really interesting is if Stu is revealed to be alive, I think it could be interesting if they revealed that Gale knew that he was alive, because I feel like if Stu was alive, Gale would find out. Like, Gale is shrewd and she digs and she knows her stuff. So imagine if she knew and she just never told Sidney because it was just never relevant, like she can be like, oh, well, I would have brought it up if, he actually appeared again, and Sidney could have like a whole kind of back and forth that could be a source of conflict for them, because I can't imagine Stu being alive and Gale not finding out. Like, she's so good and she always is looking under every nook and cranny. So yeah, I think if Stu was alive, then we need to have Gale involved somehow. But I think, again, if they did it right and if they wrote it well and they didn't go too overboard with it, like I wouldn't want him to be like involved in every single Ghostface since, but yeah, like a little hint here and there, maybe a little sneaky bit of puppetry behind the scenes. It could definitely be interesting.
100% agree with both of you. I think it would be, honestly, look, if I watch Scream 7 and they go this route, I am going to be sitting there like I am on another planet. That's how high up in the air I would be. I would be like out of the universe, another galaxy, and how just soaking it up, man. Just being like, all these years I've waited, because I was in the theater for Scream 1.
Oh, wow.
I was
That's
there
awesome.
the second week it was released. I was there first week of January, 97. And I have wanted this ever since. So for me, this would be, I can't even describe what it would be. I can't even describe the stream I would have when I came back and did my first live stream. I couldn't contain myself. Like, I'd be like, spoiler stream. I'm sorry. I cannot skip talking about it. There'd be no way. So I know me, right? I know me. So 100%, I love the idea. Stella, it's great. I hope we get it. And man, I tried to get too excited because we are a year away, basically, just under a year so we got a long way to go, a lot more theories to work out, but it's in my mind. I promise you that. So, Stella, thank you for your super chat. That is so generous of you. And hey, I just want to say hello to a couple of people. I already talked hi to Marcus, and I shot him 6 times, but I'm also a good friend and fellow creator as well, who's doing very good, is Horror. And it's so great to see you here. You're doing a great job on your channel. Keep up the good work. And just so glad you could make it tonight to hang out with us tonight. This is it's done. And also, my buddy Eric from the Bearded Entertainment is stopping in. Eric, good to see you here, buddy. And Eric got to meet Henry Winkler today at a convention. Principal Hembry.
Awesome. That's
And
awesome.
he texted me earlier, sent me a picture, and I'm like, dude, I'm so happy for Eric. That's so cool. Just, he's a total icon, TV icon, period. So good to see you, Eric. And also, my buddy JT over at Dead Prince Studio. What's up, JT? Stopping in. Nice to see you here, man. We got the whole crew running tonight. I love it. Good stuff. All right. Oh, thank you, Horror says, thank you, Raven. It's always good catching your lives. I appreciate that. I really do. All right. So we've got another super chat that has come in. So we're at number 9, guys. We're keeping tally.
Almost halfway there.
Almost halfway. One more super chat gets us to 10, and then we're downhill. We're almost at the top of the hill now. Tatum with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Tatum, for supporting the channel. Says, I have a question. Okay, what do you think happened to the camera that Gale recorded? This would be Scream 1 they're talking about now.
Well,
Will we
yes.
get footage? Finally, I want to know, Stu. All right, this has always been a fun topic to talk about. So Rachel, remember that camera that she left in the living room? Do you think there's some unforeseen or unreleased footage, let's say, that could be revealed that opens up everything, blows everything up? Like Stu walking out with Roman, for example, or something crazy.
Could be very interesting. I mean, some of it had to have been released, that footage, because when we see in Scream 6 the scene in Stab, it's almost word for word Randy on the couch. So obviously some footage was released, but yeah, I can't believe I actually almost forgot about that camera, like, because the climax of that film is so crazy. So it could be very interesting. Like, yeah, like, is Roman there? Is it going to reveal maybe more about Billy and Stu and like their plan and whatever else was going on there? So that is actually very interesting. I've never actually really thought about it, but now I'm going to have to go away and maybe rewatch Scream 1 and just keep a close eye on, like, how long was the camera going, what was going on? Because yeah, there was a lot going on after everyone left at the party that we don't see because we're following Sidney through the house. So God knows what that camera picked up. That is, Tatum, that is a very interesting question and definitely something to mull on. I really like it.
I do too. Shay, what do you think?
I think that is a great way to have Stu come back there, because it might have picked him up, just, leaving, as he said, with like Roman or something, or maybe Roman coming in and just like grabbing him by the legs, dragging him out of the house to somewhere else.
That's right.
Maybe there was someone else there helping them as well, but
could be.
Yeah, it would be really interesting. We never get to see it, so
we've never gotten to see that footage, and I'm like, well, until we see it, it's always out there as a possibility, because that camera was rolling. And it was going to the truck, and I'm assuming Kenny was videotaping the whole thing that was coming through that feed. So, wouldn't it be crazy? And I'm gonna get a little crazy now, because you guys know how I feel about Scream 3. Roman had an accomplice. Wes Craven wrote it that way. It was actually intended to be Angelina. That was what was scripted. So I've always held that it has been Angelina, and Wes filmed the movie showing it being Angelina. If you see all the clues, they're in there. So what would you guys think if we saw on that footage? Because remember, she's the same age basically as Stu, Sidney, all those people, Billy, all the whole friend group. So let's assume that she went to high school in Woodsboro. What if she actually was the one that came in and rescued Stu? What if Angelina has been a part of this going back to 1, and then in 3 she seeks her revenge with Roman?
We're getting into real conspiracy theory here. Look, I'm with you. I've always
Yes,
been like Roman did not work alone. Like as Knight says, there's some Harry Potter BS going on with Roman. Like
that's right.
it's just not. And yeah, if you watch the movie, you can definitely see that it's hinting at it being Angelina. I mean, she's so dodgy. What's she doing in the bathroom with
Yes.
those masks and the voice changer? And where did she go after the explosion? The way she just wanders down the street,
Uh-huh.
like, oh my God, he was in the house. It's like, where are you, girl? So that could be very interesting and kind of, and if she did go to high school with them, that could almost be like a why didn't you notice me? Like, this is because you completely overlooked me. I was right there
Yep,
with you, kind of thing, almost like a Judy Hicks almost kind of thing. So
that's
that
right.
could be very interesting.
Yeah, it really could. Shay, what do you think about that? Having Angelina come back in the picture after all this time?
I would like that, but I would just thought of like there is something they could also do, which would tie it to the
Okay.
more recent 2 Scream movies, and you could, instead of having it be Angelina, you could actually have it be Christina Carpenter going there, helping Billy out, just grabbing
True.
Stu and getting the hell out of there with him.
Ooh.
That's a good point. He could be
Yep.
Christina. Ooh. Or how about
all
this?
tangled.
How about this? And we didn't see her there the whole night, but she could have been out with friends. Leslie Mocker, Stu's own sister.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. Yep.
Because based on the age of Vince in Scream 5, his sister had to be about the same age. They had to be like within a year or 2 apart
Yep.
the most.
Yeah.
So she could have definitely had a part unseen as well that we don't know about. I mean, isn't that the beautiful thing about this? Because it's the best time is before a Scream movie comes out because everything's on the table. It's just the best. I love this period of time. Because once the movie comes out, well, we know it's done. Like we see what's going to happen. It's all
Yep.
over. Of course, then we're on to Scream 8, right? But the next one. But you know what I'm saying? This is so much fun. All right. Thank you much, Tatum, for your super chat. And you know what? I haven't played a super chat clip in a little bit. So how about we do that? Now let me ask you something, guys. Are you guys into music, like classical music, like symphony? You guys enjoy that sometimes, or maybe going to see it live?
Sure, but I have a feeling we're going to have a spin on it now.
Well, it could be seen that way because this is a group of amazing artists, musicians in the symphony, but their music's a little different. So I'll let you guys be the judge of this. The conductor
Well,
was
they were
proud.
very talented.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair. I've never heard those sounds come from those instruments. Have you, Shay? Oh, you guys hear me?
Sorry, I think you dropped out
Yeah.
for a second there.
I
Yeah,
got
you're
dropped
back.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard those sounds come from those instruments before. Personally, it's a new one.
They're actually very talented.
Yeah,
Very
they were.
unique.
The conductor dude, he kind of looked like Mark Hamill. I don't know if you guys saw that, but
I
was that
did.
just me?
No, I totally thought the same thing. Like this could be Mark Hamill's twin, all right? Or could it be his brother easily? 100%. And he looked really proud at the end there too. That little smile, like we nailed it. We nailed it, guys. All right. Hey guys, we just hit halfway to goal with another super chat. We're at 10 of 20 guys for the rewards challenge tonight. And it's in your hands, guys. 10 more super chats, in the next 45 minutes, and we will hit the rewards challenge. Russell Dorsey, thank you, Russell, for your super chat once more, my friend. Says, what if Mark Kincaid was Roman's partner in Scream 3, which I thought watching it the first time he was, by the way. And what if Sidney's daughter is working with Stu in Scream 7? Ooh, what would you think of that? Oh, man. Okay. Rachel, we're talking about a couple of things. We've got Roman with Mark and Cade, and then we've got Sidney's daughter, the ultimate betrayal, working with Stu Mocker. I can imagine Sidney's response. What do you think, Rachel, with both of these?
Completely understand people thinking that Kincaid was Roman's partner. I mean, first of all, the dude's very dodgy. Second,
Yes.
he's like the worst cop in the world. He is so ineffective in that climax. And it's like, are you really this inept, or are you
Right.
covering because you're working with Roman? And that's actually why you're so dodgy. But then I personally really liked the end of Scream 3 when, you know, she invited Mark into her life, whether you view it romantically or not.
Mhm.
I personally would go more with Angelina, because I think that there was more that was
Yeah.
like laid for Angelina to be
Mhm.
the partner. I think Mark was just a very effective red herring. And
Yes.
that's what he was supposed to be. Now, as for Sidney's daughter working with Stu, now that would just be, like you said, it would be such a betrayal. But I also kind of wonder if you could work it into the psychology of, again, it's got to be hard being related to someone like Sidney Prescott. Like we see that with Jill, you know, Sidney gets
Mhm.
so much attention. There's so much stuff on her. Her life is never private, and her daughters would obviously know what her life has been through. So I'm thinking if her
Mhm.
daughter was to work with Stu, it would be some kind of twisted, like, I don't want to live the same life as you. I don't want to be the victim. So instead, I'm going to be the killer. And it could be like that sort of psychology. Because I thought that like maybe this new one will be more focused on Sydney's daughter, and maybe she deliberately starts to court danger because she wants to know what it's like to be the final girl. You know,
Mhm.
again, having that psychology of being related to Sydney and seeing what her life has been like. But yeah, no, working like her daughter working with Stu would be so interesting, because I could see it kind of as Sydney trying to like bring her back. Like, I don't think Sydney would turn
Mm.
on her own daughter and just write her off. I
Mhm.
think it would be kind of like a, okay, sweetheart, let's try and talk this through. Can we do something to bring you back? And it could be very funny to almost see like a scene where like Sydney's the angel and Stu's the devil, and Sydney's daughter is kind of stuck in the middle of like, well, which way do I go? So yeah, that could be a very interesting scenario. That being said, I'm always like, oh my God, stop making Sydney's like loved ones the killers, because the girl's been through enough. Like,
I
like
know.
let her just, like, she's got enough trust issues as it is. She doesn't need any more. But no, that's a very interesting idea, which could be fun if they played with it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll share my thoughts in a moment, but I'm tracking with you. Shay, what do you think about both of these scenarios?
All right, so with the first one, I completely agree that that is very plausible. I think it could definitely happen with Mark Kincaid being Roman's partner, if not maybe a third partner in that. Him.
Okay.
Cannot remember her name. What's her
Angelina?
name?
Angelina?
Angelina. Yep. I always forget her name, but
That's all
I'm
right.
just talking about her, I don't know how. So him, Angelina, and Roman, three killers in that movie would have been cool. And on Sydney's daughter working with Stu, that's really cool and interesting, because there's so many different ways that you can go with that. You can have, I guess, her being overshadowed by Sydney. You could also just have her just not liking Sydney. For maybe she's just in like her like teenage angst phase where like she just hates her parents and just wants to like get back at them. I mean, there's so many different possibilities you can do with that, especially with Sue. Possibly manipulating her and just I also hate your mum. Different reasons. I smashed the TV on my head, but it's fine.
I mean, that teenage rebellion phase that we all went through, and Shay, you're coming out of it, I'm sure. Now you're growing up, my man. But you're closer to it than Rachel and me, that's for sure, especially me. Um, but there's always that rebellious period again, and you and Stu is one thing is for sure. This guy's charismatic. He is manipulative. He's the perfect cult leader if there was going to be one, and I could see him manipulating a young, a high school 17-year-old kid, and getting into her head, twisting things around. All right. So anyway, I think that's interesting as well. And it would be an interesting, what would be really cool is at the end of it, like I think Rachel, you mentioned this, it's a redemption story for her daughter. Sidney pulls her back into the fold and she like snaps out of it. Like she wakes up like what she's doing. And then both of them kill Stu, the daughter and Sidney. Well, they double team them. That would be amazing.
We'll drop 2 TVs on him this time.
Decapitate him.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm at the point where decapitate him. It's the only way it's going to prove he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, what were you going to say, Shay?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, that's also something we've never seen in the franchise before, an old Ghostface becoming good.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really interesting to see.
It's true.
It's true.
Very
It
cool.
is.
Very interesting. Mm-hmm. But no, I'm with you, Craven. They've got to cut his head off. But I mean, as we saw with Halloween H2O, even that doesn't work sometimes. So we might have to go with Dewey's cryogenically freezing them.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Oh, gosh. Russell, I love the idea. Good stuff. And I did think that Cade was the accomplice. When I watched the movie originally, I was completely like he was one of the best red herrings of the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really do. Thank you, Russell. You're the man. All right, we've got a couple of more super chats, guys. Hey, we're at 13 of 20. We are almost there, guys. Oh my gosh, you're almost there to the rewards challenge. Tatum's helping out with another super chat. Says, "Will Kirby come back? I want her to come back."
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have thoughts on this. Shay, you start us off, my man. What do you think about Kirby? Are we going to see her or is she left behind, so to speak?
I hope we do see Kirby in this movie. I hope we see more Scream 4 Kirby, not Scream 6 Kirby, Sort of lost a lot of the pizzazz in Scream 6, but
yeah.
If she can still be an FBI agent, it's perfectly fine. Or maybe a secret Ghostface the whole time. Be fine with either, because that'd be really cool if Kirby was actually a Ghostface the whole time. She was like a third accomplice in Scream 4 and she got away. But I mean, seeing her back in this movie would be cool. We haven't had an official announcement. I don't know if there has been rumors about it. I haven't seen many if there have been. I haven't been online as much recently, so if there have been, I haven't seen them, but I would love to see Kirby back, even in just a small cameo.
Yeah. All right, Rachel, Kirby, what do you think? Because Shay brought up a good point. We have the Kirby from 4 and we have the Kirby from 6. Obviously, she's older, so she's going to be different, but she was radically different. Like I'm like, okay, I understand she's older. She's an adult. She's, whatever age she is now. But why we don't have to make her a wooden spoon in her personality. So anyway, I'm jumping ahead. What do you think, Rachel, about Kirby?
I love Kirby. She was my favorite character of the new characters in Scream 4. I actually didn't mind her in Scream 6. I know that she was different, and I just put it down to her being older, having gone through traumas. She's working at the FBI, so she probably sees some horrific things on a daily basis. And I think there were a few scenes that showed that the old Kirby was still there. Like the scene with her and Mindy quizzing each other is one of the highlights of Scream 6. And I particularly like her and Gale's exchange, where Gale's like, "Since when did they let babies into the FBI?" It's like, "I'm 30.
Yes.
Well, you look like a zygote." Like that was a great exchange. That being said, like I would love to see Kirby come back, but I feel now that we've got the Carpenters and we've got Sidney, I feel like there are characters that belong with the Carpenters and characters that belong with Sidney. So, for example, Chad and Mindy, I think belong with the Carpenters. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to work them into this movie. And I
Mhm.
think that Kirby, because in Scream 4, she didn't really have that much interaction with Sidney. She didn't really know Sidney that well. She really only knew her through Jill, I think. But we know that she knew Sam in high school. So I think her connection is more with the Carpenters and she belongs more in their storyline. So if they did bring
Okay.
her into this storyline, they'd have to come up with a really good reason for her to be in Sydney's story, because I personally don't think that she belongs in Sydney's story. I think if they ever bring the Carpenters back, then she'd be really good to bring them to for that.
Okay.
But for this one, as much as I would love to see her, I don't know how they would organically work her into this movie. So I would be okay if she didn't turn up, but I'm always happy to see her. So I'd also be okay if she did, just as long as they did it well. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think the key is going to be the storyline. Right? It always goes back to the writing, right? With all of
Mhm.
this stuff, because it needs to make sense why she's involved. Now, I know she said in the FBI she investigates Ghostface attacks. Okay, so that's a reason, because FBI, that's nationwide. You know, you're not just in a state or whatever. So it's plausible, but her part needs to be, she needs to really contribute. Like, I don't think her character really didn't do much, and it's not her fault. It's the script she was given. I want more from Kirby if she's back. If she's not going to be more than 6, then let's just leave her with the Carpenters, like you said, and let's remember her in 6 and 4. But I'm on the fence with Kirby. I think I'm honestly could go either way. Like you said, I'm not going to hate it if she's there at all, but I just want them to write her better if she's back. That's my big thing. So, Tatum, great question, and thanks for your super chat, my friend. Much appreciated. And hey, Sarah Campbell bringing in another super chat. Thank you, Sarah. We've passed the halfway mark. Keep these coming. Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. We are at 15 now of 20. Oh my gosh. 5 away. We have 30 minutes left, guys, to get 5 more super chats, and the audience will win the rewards challenge for the stream. I'm pulling for you guys because I think it'll be great to see what you come up with for a topic.
Mhm.
All right. Tatum with another super chat and question. Will they bring back Randy? He was very important. Oh, Shay, I'll let you start us out on this one.
Okay, so I would love Randy to come back. Sure, he sort of died, but I hate his kill. It always annoys me. It looks like they squirted ketchup on him. It really, really annoys me every time I watch Scream 2 because there's so much potential that they could have done with Randy. Mindy is just a knockoff Randy.
Yeah, it's true.
Every movie they introduce a character that is basically just Randy because they definitely regretted killing him off.
They did.
He's been in a coma. He's been in the hospital. Maybe he went and started some YouTube channel or a podcast. I don't know. Just have Jamie Kennedy play himself again. Who knows?
Yeah.
As long as it isn't terrible like the Tremors sequels, I'd be down. Like,
Oh gosh.
anything but that.
That's funny. No, I agree. Rachel, what do you think about Randy?
Jay, I love Randy. Randy is like one of the deaths that I still don't forgive them for. Like other deaths, like I love Tatum, but I understand why she had to die. I love Dewey, but I understand that his death shook things up. But Randy, no, I'm with Shay. Like this, he didn't have to die, and it's right. His kill is really dumb. I always get stuck on the boom boxes that just happen to walk
Right.
past at the exact right time. It's like, really? Are we really buying into this? But like I've said, given that Terminator Chad survived becoming a human pincushion, almost anyone can be brought back now. So yeah, just whisk him
Yep.
away. He was in a coma and now he's back. Randy's one of those characters that, like, I kind of just want to come back and I don't care how he comes back because I just love him so much. So, like, every other character, I'm like, oh, you've got to do it right. You've got to do it this way. Randy, I'm like, nah, man, just bring Randy back. Just throw him back into the mix and pretend he never died. I don't care. We'll all buy it because Jamie Kennedy in that role was so perfect. And even though I think I like Mindy a bit more than you guys do, I do agree that she's
Yeah.
still not, she's not what Jamie Kennedy was. And I don't think anyone could ever kind of capture that,
Yeah.
just the nature of Randy and just the way that he is so awesome and the way I love that Randy can give exposition without it feeling like you're getting an exposition dump.
Exactly.
Randy is such a natural conduit to give us that information. And yeah, and one of my favorite scenes in the entire franchise is still Randy on the couch going, Jamie, behind you, Jamie. Like, it's just it's
It's
such great
classic.
comedic timing. It's so perfect. It's just brilliant. So yeah, bring Randy back. I don't care how you do it, just bring Randy back.
Like, give us the fan service. We don't care. We just want
We
Randy
don't
back.
care. Yep.
I love that. That's awesome. I'm pretty much with you guys. I would love to see him back as well. And he's taking on a new look these days, really kind of scruffy with the beard. He could shave it. I'm sure he wouldn't mind shaving it for Scream 7. So
Yep.
it'd be pretty cool. All right, Tatum, thanks for your super chat and helping us get towards our goal tonight as well. And someone else who's helping us out, Jeff Hill, with another $10 super chat. Jeff, thank you. My gosh, man. So generous. Says, Stu, his parents have a lot of money. So I'm sure if he knew Roman was working with the movie studio, could fake Stu's death and could have been behind the scenes the whole time. And that's a point that I don't regularly bring up, because if Roman's in the film business already, or he's getting into the film business, he has access to the best of the best effects, practical effects. I mean, look what he did in Scream 3. He faked his own death, for goodness sake. And so, interesting, Jeff. I think that this is really cool. So Rachel, I'll start with you and we'll go to Shay. What do you think about that idea of that the death was faked and it looked great because it was staged, if you will, in some way?
I mean, it's a very interesting idea. I mean, maybe he snuck in a prop TV before,
Right.
before Sidney
Yes.
used it. But no, Roman working in the movies, like, yeah, that's definitely a nice, little bit to add in there to have the special effects and to have it so that then Stu can go on and work with him. Again, like all these ideas of like how to make it so that Stu has been behind the scenes, all of this stuff that everyone's throwing out, they're really fun ideas, and they make sense within the canon. Like we've said, we've been shown that Stu's parents have money. They've got a boat, for God's sake. Who has a
That's
boat
right.
in the 90s?
And that house in
I
California?
know.
Come on now.
Absolutely. Yep. And yeah, no, I think this is a really cool idea. And definitely, again, it kind of links back to that hidden camera that Tatum brought up. You could see on that camera how it was done. We could see the behind the scenes mechanisms. And like you said, Roman already faked his own death in number 3. So he had to have a practice run. So maybe Stu was his practice run. So yeah, no, it's a very cool idea.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think, Shay, about that? The idea of that with Roman?
All right. So I've mentioned something similar on like the last stream that I was on with you, Stephen. And my idea sort of expands on this, but it is very far fetched and would never happen. But I'm just gonna say it anyway because
yeah,
I kind of have to. It's funny. So
for it.
So it spans across 2 different franchises. Basically, Roman and everyone else, his parents were rich. Roman's a film guy. He basically just changed his identity, became Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and then Roman, with his movie magic, he got a dog that they trained to talk. And then he's been off hiding there this whole time, in Woodsboro, California.
Wow.
Not Woodsboro, what's called Callsville, California, not far away from Woodsboro.
That's right.
Just a few spots over on the bus or something, just in case he needs to come back at any point.
That is awesome. That is truly crossing the streams. Like that is
Hey, that's a crossover, isn't it?
yes, that is a crossover. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Love it.
Yeah, that's really funny. And hey, he has the look with the Stu Macher we know from Scream 1, he's got the personality to be a Shaggy. That over the top. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
natural fit for him. That's why he's so good at it, I think, in the movies. Interesting. Now that's one you don't hear every day. That's a theory you're not going to hear in a lot of places, guys. Right there, Shay bringing the theory that Stu is indeed Shaggy. He literally changed his life. He grew his hair, everything, changed his identity. And I love the insanity of that Shay. It's insane, and I love that. It's great. And like you say, we know it'll probably never happen, but it's such fun to think about. It's so fun to like think about it. Oh my gosh. Jeff, thank you, my friend, for your super chat. And since we've done the mustard song, let's go to something a little bit different. Now, earlier we had the symphony. Now I want to play a clip of a guy who's very passionate about the bongos, even if he's not really playing them. You'll see what I mean. The bongos are on the track. He's obviously not out of sync with the track. He's messing up his rhythm. And what does he finally do? He's like, I'm just walking away and dancing. I'm out of here. I'm just gonna kind of like when Ashley Simpson got busted on Saturday Night Live.
Ashley Simpson on Saturday Night Live.
Yes. Just walk away dancing. You're busted. You're caught.
Yep.
I mean, I give him an A for effort. He was having fun anyway. It looks like.
Costume too.
Yes, the costume was fantastic. I agree. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, we've got an anniversary. Hey, Hollywood guys in the house. What's up, man? Hollywood guy's been a member for 19 months, guys. 19 months, incredible. Says, hello, Craven. I've missed your streams. Did you happen to have theories on how Stu and Roman comes back? And can you see Gale betraying Sidney? Ooh, now that's something we have not talked about. We have talked about Roman and Stu a lot, but let's hit on that, Rachel. Do you think Gale would ever straight up betray Sidney like Wes wanted us to think she did in Scream 2?
Not at this point in the series. I think by this point they have gone through too much together and they have bonded. Like what I really love, one of the many things I love about the Scream series is I love the evolution of Sidney and Gale. Like in the first movie, they're completely antagonistic. In the second movie, they're like 80% antagonistic, but like as Sidney says to Randy, be kind, she saved our lives, but there's still a bit of that in there, In number 3, I love the little awkward hug that they kind of give each other. It's like, okay, yeah,
Yes.
we've been through a lot. Let's have a little awkward hug. And then by movie 4, they're pretty much just, they're good friends by then. And then of course in number 5, because they went through the loss of Dewey together, that obviously would have bonded them. So I think if Gale were to turn on Sidney, it would be at this point just too out of character. And I don't think that it would really work. I am also of the idea that it's time for Gale to die. So I'm kind of like, let's just kill Gale already. But no, I think she and Sidney have been through too much. I think that their bond has become too deep for her to betray her. And I think that we as the audience, I don't think we buy Gale betraying Sidney, not at this point. Again, in Scream 2, yeah, maybe, because we only knew her as the antagonist. But now what we've seen her go through, what we've seen her give, for Sidney, for Dewey, to go through all of this, I just don't think it would be in character for her to turn on Sidney. That's just my 2 cents.
Okay, I get it. All right, Shay, what do you think about that? Do you think it's possible we'll ever see that?
No, probably not. I'm completely with Rachel. I think it would be so much better just killing Gale. I would have preferred Gale to die rather than Dewey. If you have your own theme music, you can't die. That is literally like in the law. Like it's literally like a binding agreement. You can't just kill someone who has their own theme music and you're also playing it like around the time that they're dying. Like that's unfair and just a bit dumb. I would have preferred Gale to die. Like they kind of ruined the character in Scream 6 anyway. So
Little, yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I know. That was disappointing. All right, Hollywood guy. And by the way, I'm basically with Rachel here and Shay. I think that won't probably happen, and I think it's more likely that she gets killed than to portray Sidney. Yeah. And thanks for your anniversary. My gosh, man. Thank you for your support. And guys, we are getting close here, and I believe we just hit the goal. Ladies and gentlemen, we have hit 20 super chats in the stream. We did it. You guys did it. And you have won the reward challenge. Oh my gosh, it is amazing. And so I'm going to share more about that in just a minute because we still got some super chats we need to get to. Sarah coming in saying 30 minutes left and we only need 5. Yes, and we've hit it since then.
Hit it, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. That's all. It was listed about 15 minutes ago. I'm a little behind. Thank you, Sarah. Russell says, let's get it up. Stu train forever. Hey, you know what, man? I can't deny you on a super chat. Let's get it up again. Here we go.
Yeah! I'm ready, baby! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! It was fun.
Yes.
We're good.
Yes. Love it. Thank you, Russell. We indeed got it up again for Stu. All right, Stella coming back with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Stella. I don't believe Joel McHale's character will be Ghostface, nor am I a hater of his casting. But do y'all think he was cast because he's trained in knife fighting? Ooh, okay. All right. Well, let's see. Rachel, let's go. I'll start with you. Number 1, do you think he'll be a Ghostface? And then number 2, what do you think about her casting question?
Joel McHale is who's playing Mark, isn't he? He's playing Sidney's husband.
Husband.
Yeah. Yes. I'm hoping he's not Ghostface because, like I said earlier, please just leave Sidney alone. Like she's already been down this road before. We don't need her going down it again. So personally, I'm hoping that he's not Ghostface and that they don't go the love interest route again. I didn't know he was trained in knife fighting, so that's actually kind of cool. Maybe they are going to do something with that. He's pretty handy with a bow and arrow. He's popped up on Yellow Jackets this week, so so maybe he's got like a lot of this training. It could be interesting. That could be a reason they cast him. If they did cast him for that, but I'm guessing he's probably going to have some sort of fight scene. But I guess we'll just have to see. So personally, I don't want him to be Ghostface, but it's always up in the air as to who's going to be under the mask. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it is always up in the air, and that's lovely. That's what's so awesome, right? We just don't ever know.
Yeah.
All right, Shay, do you think we're going to get that betrayal from Mark as her husband? And what do you think about the casting comment too?
I'm perfectly fine with the casting, and I also probably don't think we're going to get that. If we do, it'll feel maybe a bit overdone, a bit expected. You know, we've had the boyfriend how many times now? But
true.
You know, the bit where he's trained in knife fighting is the bit that interests me. Because what if we have him fighting Ghostface? You know, they're like going at each other with the knives and everything, throwing knives at each other. That would be amazing, and would be different. But also, you know, we've had like people throw stuff at Ghostface in Scary Movie and in Scream, so maybe knives this time.
Yeah, why not? I mean, that would be something really cool if especially if the character Mark is, they mentioned knife training like in the movie. So like we know the character does this like a hobby, martial arts or something. and we could anticipate that attack when he's like, "Okay, yeah, you want to go," and he pulls his knives out.
That could be cool.
Could be a
Yeah.
really cool battle, Yeah, I could totally dig that. So yeah, I don't think he'll be a Ghostface either. I think we're all in agreement on this one, Stella. I don't think they'll do that. Of course, famous last words. We'll go back and we'll all come on here and say, "Well, they did it." Here we go, we did it. But no, I don't think so either. And I'm okay with the casting. I just don't want him to be overly comedic. I don't want it to become like he's trying too hard. Like Mindy tried too hard. I'm sorry. When she gave the rules in 6, it's too much. It's over the top.
Yeah.
I just was like annoyed by it. Instead of liking it. So in that aspect, I hope that they write Joel's character to just be. I don't mind if he cracks a joke every now and then. That's fine, but nothing. I don't want him to be like a funny guy. You know what I mean? Like just it could ruin it easily if they're not careful.
Very true.
All right. Well, guys, we got about 15 minutes, so we're starting to come down that end track, but we got some super chats still. And Russell with another one. Thank you, buddy. You're so awesome. Says we've got to have a big twist for 7. Joel McHale's Ghostface. Huh, we just talked about that. Will blow everyone's minds. Let's get it up for the Stu train. Well, look, what did I just say?
Yeah.
If we say no, they say, and they go right ahead and they do it. We find out that he is Ghostface. I mean, they could. They absolutely could. And how would you guys consider that? Would you think that was a big twist? Because right now we all say we don't think it's going to happen.
Only be a twist if it was revealed in like a twisty way. Let me try. So say, for example, we've got 2 Ghostface and they both get unveiled and neither of them are him. And we're thinking, oh, everything's all right. And then like he comes in at the end or something like that. Like they'd have to do it, I think, in that sort of manner where you're completely fooled into thinking that he's not Ghostface. And then all of a sudden, oh, guess what? Psych, surprise. So I think they'd have to lay it out like that for it to be like some big twist.
Okay. Shay, what do you think about that? How do you think they would need to do it to be a real twist where we didn't see it coming?
I like Rachel's idea there, but I also just thought, so what was it you reported the other day? Was it that like we get a Ghostface reveal in public, right?
Yes, they're going to do an outside reveal for the first time in history of the franchise.
What if that's him getting revealed there and everyone sees?
That's interesting.
That would be like a cool little like thing for him to get revealed with.
Ooh.
Very
okay.
cool.
And that could be done like in the middle of the movie or something. And we think it's all over. Like they caught him. It's done. Everyone goes back to normal, but we're like, wait a minute, there's like 45 minutes left of this movie.
That could be very interesting.
Yes, another Ghostface. They find out he wasn't working alone, obviously, and so there's a lot of things you could do, right? If you want to do that with Joel. So I'm with you. I think it needs that the outside reveal that would be a twist in of its own. That's already something we've never seen, and having it be him, yeah, that would be a twist. Yep, for sure. Russell, thank you, man. Great super chat. Great support. Thank you. Rachel says, let's get it. So Rachel helped us get there. Thank you again, Rachel, for another super chat. That's so
Could
sweet.
just being greedy. I might just want to choose the topic myself and want to give myself as many opportunities.
That's a very good point because you could absolutely win. You absolutely are going to be on the list. And Jeff Hill, you're going to be on the list as well, my friend. Thank you for another super chat. You guys are so cool, so generous. And hey, you guys wanted the rewards challenge. You made it clear. You responded in an immense fashion. So you know what? I'll have to remember that for the future. For maybe there'll be more rewards challenges coming up. But for tonight, you guys did it. And Hollywood Guy helped make it happen as well. Thank you, sir. Says, how about the 2 Marks fight and the winner becomes Ghostface? Oh, gosh. Well, I wish we could have Mark and Cade, but unfortunately,
Do too.
Dang it, Patrick Dempsey would not agree to terms, and That's too
So
bad.
disappointed by that. I was really like when she name dropped Mark in number 5, I remember thinking, oh, okay, we're gonna have some fun continuity. And then when they couldn't
Yes.
secure Patrick, I was like, no, come on, that would have been so cool. But c'est la
Yes.
vie. It is what it is.
It is. It is what it is. And speaking of Patrick Dempsey, Shade, were you excited that he might come back? It was like looked like it was really close, and they couldn't agree on the finances.
I didn't really mind. I know a lot of people were like, yeah, Mark and Cade is Sidney's husband, but it was, we never really heard the last name. It was just some dude named Mark. So, like,
Right?
they might have dated for like a little while. They might have not even dated. Like the ending with like Screen 3 might have just been them, just I guess just being there together for a while. Friends, roommates or something like that. But I'm fine with the new Mark guy.
Okay.
I don't have they said the last name for him yet.
Mark
I can't
Evans.
remember, but
Yep, Mark
That's
Evans.
right.
yeah, I'm fine with Mark Evans here. I think it's an alright change. I don't really mind it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, one thing I will say that, and I'm sure you probably missed the article because it was a long time ago, but one of the reasons why I think there was so much passion about Dempsey is because Radio Silence in an interview confirmed that it is Mark Kincaid. They said that
Yeah.
on record in a Variety article, I think it was. And when I read that they said it is Mark Kincaid is their Mark or Sidney. Well, then it's a whole. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, that's all that's in my mind, right? And
Mhm.
clearly, Kevin wanted him, like they wanted him to return to be her husband, but it broke down, right? But yeah, but just for the record, it was a very very long time ago, but I think that's probably some of the reason there's a lot of passion that people wanted him back so bad because we all were told that was Kincaid. So anyway, but you know what? C'est la vie. That's the best way, Rachel, to say it. It is what it is. So we'll just, I still think the movie, I don't think that decision is going to kill this movie by any
No,
means.
no. I don't think it
No.
kills Sidney's character either. I mean, Shay made a great point, and I think I've said it before. Mark is a very common name. They don't specifically say Mark Kincaid. I mean, I know Radio Science came out and confirmed it, but I'm guessing they did it that way just in case Patrick couldn't come back later. You drop the name Mark, those of us who love the series go, oh, it's Kincaid. But,
Right.
at the end of the day, Mark is a very common name. So
Very
it really
common.
could be anyone. And, we'll see how Joel McHale goes. He could be really good. We'll see what happens. And also, like Shay pointed out, at the end of number 3, he's just there. They don't confirm that he's in a romantic relationship with Sidney. I always
Right.
saw it more as it to just demonstrate that Sidney is open to letting new people into her life because she's been
Yep.
so isolated the whole movie. So
Right.
yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's not like if Gale didn't come back or if Dewey didn't come back or something like that. Like it would have been a really nice piece of continuity, but I don't think that we'll all be like massively disappointed with the movie when it comes out and him not being there.
Yep. No, I'm with you. I agree. I think by the time the movie comes out, it's almost a year from now. We're all going to be, we will all have moved on from Dempsey. I really believe that. It'll be so much in the past at that point. So, guys, listen, we are like 10 minutes away from ending the stream. So I need to ask my guests a couple of questions before we wrap up. Because let's be honest, this could go on for 4 or 5 hours, and we'd
We could
still
be
be talking.
tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. We still could. Real quick, Marcus says, I agree with Stephen. McHale has to bring seriousness in this movie. Absolutely, Marcus. I'm really adamant about that. We've got to see that side of him because he can be serious. Did you guys see It's a Wonderful Knife?
No, I haven't
last
seen
year?
that one yet, but
Okay,
it's
I
on my
won't say
to-watch
anything.
list.
All right, I'm not going to spoil anything at all. But we do get to see him in a more serious role,
Okay.
which was nice, not in a comedic role. I like that. I was like, okay, he can do this. He can do this. All right, so a couple of questions for you guys, and then we're going to close up for tonight. By the way, if you're here in the chat, I know there's a lot of new folks coming in and out. If you have not subscribed to my guest channel, or you know what, my channel as well, maybe you're just popping in on a recommended click, please do so. If you like Scream, if you like good content that's not going to waste your time, I can vouch for Rachel and for Shay. Good stuff. So please go subscribe to their channels. And Sarah or Mayanne, if you wouldn't mind, please putting their links again. And I know you have been, but maybe just a fresh post now as we're wrapping up. I would appreciate it. Thank you. So you guys can get as many subscribers as possible from the community. That's what would make me happy. So thank you, Mayanne. She's already got Shay's link up. Good deal. And Rachel, yours is next. So Rachel, I'm going to start with you. Tell me, what are the top, since we're short on time, what are the top 2 things on your wish list for Scream 7?
Already named one, and this is going to sound really odd, but it's true. I want Gale to die. It's time, okay? Like, I love Courtney Cox, I love Gale Weathers, but I think that Scream 6 really showed that she has become a little bit redundant. You know, the fact that they had to rehash the old Gale and kind of mess up her character that way. So I would really like her to be either the opening kill or to be one of the big kills. And my second wish is this is going to sound kind of vague, but I just really want them to give Sidney a meaty arc. You know, if we're going to bring Sidney back, if you're going to bring Nev back, you know, I know a lot of people weren't happy with the way she was in number 5. I personally was fine with that, but if she's back and she's a central character, I need another good Sidney arc. So whether that's to do with her daughters, I'm hoping that maybe they do a little bit of like maybe linking her issues to like her mother, and now she's a mother, so she's trying to not pass down that generational trauma to her daughters. I think that could be a really fun angle. But yeah, so I want Gale to die, and I want Sidney to have a really satisfying and meaty arc. So those are my 2 wishes for number 7.
Hey, man, you nailed it. I mean, very quick, right to the point, and we got it. And okay, there you guys heard it. Those are Rachel's top 2 wish list items for Scream 7. Now, Shay, I will be curious to see what yours are. What would you say are your top 2 right now?
All right. So my first one is just gonna be Stu. Any way he can come back, you know, voice changer, AI, whatever they're doing, you know, just have him be alive, have him be just a dead corpse that they're just, you know, puppeteering around. I don't care, just have him back.
We can excuse.
It would be great to see him back. And then my second one is have a good twist or something like a good reveal. I need something different, but also, you know, not like too far away from the other ones. But it needs to be really well written and better than the last 2. in the nicest way possible to the last 2 movies, make it better than the last 2.
I love it. All right, my top 2 right now, which of course all of our top 2s can change, everyone. So we've got a long way to go, but they may not, but they could. But for tonight and this moment, my number 1 is Stu Macher to return as a living character, not just a flashback or voice. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to have an amazing whodunit murder mystery. I really do, guys. Like, that's so high on my list. I want to be in the 3rd act where there's only 20 minutes left and the big reveal is about to happen. And I'm like, I don't know who it is. I'm like, I want my brain to say, well, it could be this one. It could be this one. And I want the Jill Roberts moment again from Scream 4. You know what I'm talking about?
Such a great moment. Oh yeah. That was I remember that because I saw Scream 4 in the cinema, and that just blew my mind. That was when Jill came out, and that's why she's one of my favorite Ghostfaces, because I think she's one of the best reveals and just so impactful.
Yes, same. It was that experience. Shay, how was your experience, Shay, when you watched it for the first time? Or Scream 4?
So my first experience watching Scream 4, I watched it on TV. So I think there was like some Old Spice out of halfway through or something, like that scene. But
okay,
I was very surprised, and it was a really well done scene. First time watching it, it was different as well, which I really did enjoy.
Yeah, it's true. Wes shook some things up in Scream 4, and I like that. And you know, it would just be amazing. I just want that moment again. That one, Give it to us. Shock us on who the killer is. Like, totally blindside us. I know it's a lot. It's a big ask, but that's what I'm asking. I do ask it. And Sherry says, I agree. We just don't want to see the plot points, no character development. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, something different, just something fresh, but familiar. We don't want to get so far away that it's not Scream. Just add some new touches, some new shine.
Season 3, season 3, movie 3 is a really good example of that, because I've always said that movie 3 has,
Yeah.
I think it has the best mystery, because it was
Yes.
different. It wasn't just like, who is the killer? It was like, why are there pictures of Maureen Prescott? What is the connection to Hollywood? What is going on here? And that mystery was just so good because it was just that little bit different. So something like that again could be really cool in Scream 7.
Yes, totally. And I do agree about that point. The mystery, it was the biggest mystery because it wasn't just, like I say, killer based. It was overall mystery. What's happening? Why is this happening? Right.
Mhm.
And that is, yeah, I agree. I love that part about Scream 3. All right, guys. Well, listen, we're not going to keep going. We've gone 2 hours. This has been an amazing stream. I want to thank my guests, Shay Rance and Rachel McDonald, for both of you making the time to come hang out with me in my living room, virtual, and talk Scream 7. You guys, thank you both for being here tonight.
Thank you for inviting me. It was awesome. It was great to do a panel with someone new. Shay, I love your thoughts. They're fantastic. We'll have to do another panel and talk more Scream, because I think I need to bring your guys' opinions up on Scream 5 and 6. I can do that. I'll work on it. But no, it's been great. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome, Rachel. It was a blast, as I knew it would be. Shay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shay.
No, I just want to say, thanks for having me, and it was great hearing your thoughts and everything as well, Rachel.
Fantastic. Okay, guys. Well, there's only one thing left to do, guys, and that's to spin the wheel to see who's going to have the opportunity to pick a Scream-related topic for an upcoming live stream in the coming week or two. In the coming weeks. It'll be soon. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Thank you, Sarah, for tracking the names for me.
Shout out to Sarah.
Shout
There's
out
a
to
reason
Sarah.
that she's a mod. Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome work.
Very awesome work. The names are in the wheel. Let me go ahead and put it on screen so we can all see it together. Now remember, and I try to make sure I said this all the time, you have to still be on the stream if your name is picked. Otherwise, we're going to respin it. So if your name comes up and you're not here, I'm going to give everyone 15 seconds to say I'm here. That's all you got to say. Or whatever you'd like to say that, let me know that you're here. All right, let me go ahead and share the screen. We're going to do this, guys. Let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Okay. Woohoo, there it is, guys. All right. All right, so we're going to do a countdown. We're going to spin, and let's see I hope whoever's name it is still with us. Rachel, would you do us the honors of a countdown, and I'll hit the spin button.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and spin.
Ooh, here we go. Feel it, feel it, feel it. Oh, Stella G. Stella G, are you still with? I think you're still here.
I think Stella's still here. I saw her just a little bit earlier. Hopefully she'll pop up.
All right,
Come
Stella.
on, Stella.
Come on,
And she had so many good
please.
talking points, so she'll probably have like a really fun topic. There she is.
Yay!
She just popped up. Yay!
She did it. Yay! Well done, Stella, rather, has won the rewards challenge tonight, guys. So here you go, Stella. Here's what your reward is. You're not in any hurry, so don't feel like you got to get it to me tonight. I mean, you can, but all I need you to do is to message me on Instagram or on X, or email me at cravensomething.scary@gmail.com, and let me know what Scream-related topic you would like for us to talk about on a live stream here in the next couple of weeks or so. Let me know what that is, and we will do it. I'll set the stream up. And hey, you're gonna be able to direct the content. How about that? So congratulations. Stella G won the rewards challenge for this stream. That is so cool. And thank you, Sarah. There is my Instagram. Thank you for that. People can just, if you're not yet following over there, Stella, you just click it, or on in or Instagram and Twitter or X. And she says, I'm going to think about this. Dude, I encourage you, give it some thought. Like, really, this is your chance to think of something really fun and cool around the Scream franchise we can talk about. But you're welcome, and congratulations, and thank you all to everyone who was on the list tonight who donated to the channel. I appreciate your support. You have no idea how much it helps the channel continue to grow, and it means the world to me personally as well, because you guys are amazing. So thank you to all who donated, who gave gift memberships, and once again to my moderators, Mayanne and Sarah Campbell. You guys rocked it as always, and thank you so much for all that you do for the channel and for everyone here in the chat. Again, Rachel McDonald, subscribe to her channel. Shay Rance, subscribe to his channel, and you'll be getting more good content in your life, and we all need that. The more, the better. So, guys, this has been fun. I'll meet you backstage here in just a second for our goodbyes. And for everyone else in the chat, I love you guys. You're amazing. I'm blown away by your amazingness, and I thank you all for tonight and for every night and every video that you watch. And let's keep positive energy alive every day, because the world needs as much of it as we can give. And you know what? When we help others and we encourage someone else, you know what? You're going to find you are yourself encouraged at the same time. It's just how it works, guys. Love you. See you soon on the next stream or the next video. Have a good night. Bye, guys.